નમસ્કાર, very good morning to all of you friends. કોમર્શિયલ કોરસ્પોન્ડન્સના આ લેક્ચરમાં હું આપ સર્વેનું સ્વાગત કરું છું. આજનો ટોપિક આપણો છે એજન્ડા એન્ડ મિનિટ્સ ઓફ ધ મીટિંગ. I hope you are enjoying this lecture series and taking benefit of it. We are very conscious about selecting the faculty members on different presentations. As you remember, last time we had two faculty members from ICFA University and they spoke on how to prepare resume very well. Okay, so it was fantastic and we had got your feedback on the lecture and we are thankful to you for that. So today we have two more very authentic faculty members from very far away, Porbandar. They have come here all the way. I would take an opportunity to introduce both of them first before we begin. Beside me, Professor Nayan Tank. He is senior lecturer at Gurukul Mahila College, Porbandar. He is working on political consciousness in Indian writing. He is shouldering the duty of DEL district coordinator as well. And he is also the coordinator of ISSN Spark International on Live e-Journal. And he has also worked as a reviewer of Gujarat Secondary Board textbook. And the second legendary guest we have with us is Dr. Sulabha R. Devpurkar. She is from Dr. V.R. Godalia College, Porbandar. She has published books for children in Gujarati and collection of short stories in Gujarati. She has written poems in Gujarati and English. She has written lots of articles. She has done work on translations as well. And one special thing about her is that there is one critical study which is going on right now. The topic is children's fiction in India. We are so fortunate to have such humble guests with us who have involved themselves in such honest research works and all that. And they have been teaching this topic since years. So I am pretty sure about this that you will definitely enjoy this lecture. We would surely await for your feedbacks as well. Over to Professor Nayan Tank. Please continue.
Thank you, Sarvayaji.
Thank you.
Hello friends, Namaskar. Today our topic is agenda and minutes. So far, these two topics, they are related with communication. And you know friends, communication is the most effective part even in day-to-day life. I would, being a student of literature, I would like to say one thing, that why there is absurdity in human life. Let me start with this point of view. Why there is absurdity in human life? You know, the main reason is the lack of communication. The lack of communication leads towards that absurdity. The same thing is applicable to business level also. Because see, it is common for a human being to communicate, to share our views with people. And in this process, if the process, the path is obstacled, then there is lack of communication. I must say that communication is a kind of process by which we exchange our thoughts, our ideas, our opinions with people. And that's why the very epicenter of business development
Exactly.
is communication.
એટલે જે વસ્તુ આપણા જીવનમાં આપણો એટીટ્યુડ હોય એ જ એટીટ્યુડ બિઝનેસમાં હોય.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you cannot separate this
two
communication and the attitude of life, as Sarvayaji told.
Routine life.
And the success of failure is obvious, Sulbha madam.
Yes, that's true. In business, I think one has to be more careful about the words, about the language, and in other way that we communicate our thoughts, our
Exactly.
decisions. Because here you have to deal with money matters, with other decisions which will affect other people's lives in different manner. So in business, communication is there, and it is different from other social communication, because it deals with various things which are important on legal way, or it is different from other communication, because it has to be in written form. It remains as a record for a long time.
Exactly.
So communication in within an organization, we are talking about here that communication is two-way. It is either verbal or non-verbal.
Look at the slide, please.
The slide. First of all, as Professor Tak has already mentioned, that communication is so important in life in general, and it is the lifeline of business. Without communication, you cannot survive in the field of communication in business. And once you can communicate your thoughts clearly, then half your battle is won. You can
Very good.
say that half your troubles are over. You are halfway to your goal. So that is a very important thing in business also. And today, you won't believe it, but people are spending a large amount of money for learning effective skills of communication. Now, today we have selected two topics: agenda of meeting and minutes writing. Now, these topics fall in the category of internal communication. Now, let us see how it goes on like this. Yes,
Yes,
Nayan
friends.
bhai, please take it over. Yeah.
There are two types of, please slide.
Yeah, the slide is there.
Two kinds of communication. One communication that takes place within the employees and decision maker. The second kind of communication that takes place between the company and the outside world of the customers, sellers, distributors, etc. First one is considered as internal communication, and second one is considered as external communication. Both have their priorities, their goal setting, their objectives. So
Yes. So
now see our topic, that agenda and minutes. This is related with internal types of communication. Generally, it takes place among or within the company or within one kind of specific group, and it can be four kind of things: notice, memorandum, agenda of meeting, and minutes of meeting. So I think I would like to focus first on the agenda of meeting. The agenda of meeting, see, in general, first I will tell you that it's a Latin word derived from the word agendum. Its plural is agenda, now used as a singular in modern English. It's a list of meeting activities in order in which they are to be taken. It means agenda is directly related with meeting. Now,
yes.
the thing in center here, meeting. Our focus is meeting, but for that meeting, the particular aspect, that is agenda. So you might be knowing that what a kind of format, what a kind of form an agenda must have.
Yes, in fact, the process starts with a notice. The members are informed or they are convened for a meeting through a notice, and then it is followed by an agenda, which is a list of activities that are to be ordered and within the meeting. and after that, during the process and afterwards, the minutes are taken. So in this process, we have to tell you, as students, you have to learn how to prepare an agenda for a meeting and how to take minutes. So in this category, you have to be careful that this is a written record, because the communication is of two types, oral and written. So in a meeting, so many things are discussed orally, but we take a record of it in written form. So agenda is something which is circulated among members before the meeting takes place, and minutes are circulated afterwards to the members. So if you have to work as a secretary somewhere, or if you have to do this type of work, then be prepared about it beforehand. So when you prepare an agenda, you have to take care of certain things which you have to mention. This is the general format of agenda which you can keep in mind. You can give the heading of the meeting, then usually within the meeting you can include these points, that in the beginning there would be a welcome speech, then there would be support of absence, some members if they are not able to remain present. Then the previous meeting, the minutes of the previous meetings that are for the approval. So in this way, till the meeting is adjourned, one can prepare the agenda, and if other points are to be taken with the permission of the chairperson, then that can be included. I think Professor Tak, you can also suggest the ways in which the students can learn how to prepare an agenda for the meeting, because it is an important thing. As a student of commerce, you are required to know the procedure of minutes taking as well as preparing an agenda for the meeting, because if you have a clear-cut agenda, then the discussion will not go off track. That is the main purpose of the agenda, and the members will know beforehand that these are the points which will be discussed. So it is useful in this sense. I think it is very necessary that the students know in advance what are the points to be discussed, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So friends, so far that agenda is concerned, I would like to put forward before you a simple way. For example, let us take a Swarnim Gujarat celebration. Apart from business, I would focus to simplify the matter. If we are going to have Swarnim Gujarat celebration, then there would be a specific meeting designed by particular authority. Then the committee members, even the students who are there, even the mentors, they will be informed earlier. In that information, the things which are mentioned, for example, how the celebration would be there, who would be the chief guest, then which kind of preparation should be made, which area should be taken care. All these things would be mentioned, not in detail, mind well, it is in points. That's why things should be clear. And then the committee members whom we have already sent the format, they already know, they can decide, they can
Think
about it prior, and then after mentally preparation they would come to attend the meeting. So during the meeting there would not be any kind of chaos. So in order to avoid the chaos during the meeting, and in order to focus on the center of the meeting, agenda has become very much necessary. One more thing, that in agenda one should not discuss any irrelevant matter. Everything is in order, and as per that order, one has to follow the pattern. So, from technical point of view, if it is of Swarnim Gujarat or it is any meeting of board of study in particular university or in education system,
Yes.
there is agenda.
That's true.
For example, let me take another very common example. If there is a meeting on CBCS, choice based credit system, then there would be once again regarding this meeting, the circular would be sent to all different faculties, and in there once again all kind of systems, that why CBCS, what are the uses of CBCS, how to implement, which precautions should be taken, all these things which would be the supposed hurdle on this way, all these things are discussed. So at least faculties and members, they can prepare themselves before attending the meeting. So from that point of view, from our personal preparation point of view, agenda is very much necessary. I think Shilpa madam.
Yes, it is for the preparation for the meeting, the psychological preparation for the meeting that is coming, so that the members as well as the other people would know what is to be discussed there, what are the resolutions that will be taken, and what would be their point. And during the meeting also, again, it is necessary, if there is an agenda, then the chairperson can direct the members. If someone is going off track, he or she can check it and can force the person to concentrate on the agenda. So agenda making is a very important thing. It saves time. It saves time, it makes the meeting meaningful, because a meeting takes place for a particular purpose, and sometimes it happens that